Hello everyone. I hope that you've gone through my previous video and you've understood the concept of state and its features. Now in today's video, I'm going to take up the difference between the concept of state and government, and the second difference that I'm going to discuss is the difference between state and other associations. So in this particular video, I'm taking up the differences between state and government and differences between state and other associations. Now, in general, when we talk about a government or when we talk about state, many a times we use the word synonymously. Like by state we mean the government, by government we mean the state. But as students of political science, we need to know the difference between the concept of state and government. Now, state is a broader concept, whereas government is just only one element of the state. We have already discussed about the elements of state or the features of state. The state has 4 features: population, territory, government, and sovereignty. So government is only one element of the state. It is the action arm, it is the machinery of the state. It is through the government that the state does its activities. So it's the action arm of the state. So government is just one aspect of state. State is a broader concept. So that is the first difference between state and government. Next difference between state and government is that one has to be a member of a state. When a child is born, automatically a child becomes a member of a state. But when a child is born, he or she automatically does not become the member of a government. We all are the member of states. We all are the citizens of India, but we do not take part in the government, right? We are not a part of the government. We vote. We indirectly take part in the process of choosing our representatives, but that doesn't mean that we are active part of our government, right? If you join the government services, then you become the part of the government, but otherwise we are not. Everybody is not a member of the government. Now, what is the third difference between state and government? Now, sovereignty as a concept, it belongs to the state. It is the most important element of the state, whereas sovereignty does not belong to the government. Now, this is a very, very interesting point to note, and please try to understand what I am saying. Sovereignty or the supreme power, as the word means, belongs to the state. The state is sovereign. The government is not sovereign. The government may exercise the supreme power on behalf of the state, but actually it is the state which is sovereign. It is not the government. The next point of difference between state and government is that territory, which is another element of state, is an element of the state, but as such, government, they do not have any territory. It is the territory or the territorial boundary, or as a feature, as we understand when we talk about territory, it belongs to the state, but it is not a feature of the government. The government may have its buildings, but when we say that this property belongs to the government, actually we are actually referring to the fact that it belongs to the state. The rivers, maybe the water bodies, it's the territorial boundary. When we say it is actually the territory, we are referring to the territory of the state. What else? Another important difference is that state is a permanent concept, more or less a permanent concept, whereas government, is not permanent. It changes after every 4 years or 5 years, as we know. So state is a more permanent concept, whereas government changes after elections. There is a chance that a government may change. So these are mostly the differences between the state and government. Next, we are going to take up the differences between state and other associations. Now, what do we mean by other associations? Like, there are so many associations around us. Like, if I give examples, like there is the Red Cross Society, there is Bharat Sevashram, or there is the football club, or a cricket club. These are all examples of associations. Now, there are so many associations around us. So, what is the difference between state and associations? First of all, state evolves. When we talk about the origin of the state, রাষ্ট্রের উৎপত্তির কথা আমরা যখন বলি, it is a natural process of evolution. বিবর্তনের মাধ্যমে রাষ্ট্রের উৎপত্তি হয়. It has evolved through the ages. Whereas when we talk about an association, it is actually the effort or the manifestation of the effort of few people who have come together for the fulfillment of a particular objective, like the Bharat Sevashram or Ramakrishna Mission. So they have certain objectives for the fulfillment of which they have formed this association. Whereas state did not originate like this. State is the creation, or it has evolved through time. Okay. Now, about the area of operation, another difference between state and institutions, other associations or institutions. State, it operates mostly within its territory, because territory is an element of the state. Whereas these associations or these organizations, they do not have any territorial boundary. They can work in any territory. So, for example, the Red Cross does not believe in any boundaries. It can work anywhere. Any association can work anywhere. So, the area of operation in that way, from the perspective of territory, it is, for a state, it is restricted to its territorial boundaries, whereas for associations, there are no such territorial restrictions. However, another difference between state and association is that state has several objectives to fulfill, whereas associations mostly work for the fulfillment of their set of objectives. There can be one or two objectives for the fulfillment of which the associations work. However, states, they have multifarious, multidimensional objectives to fulfill. Another very interesting difference between state and association is that the concept of, if you go by the concept of sovereignty, states have sovereignty, states are supreme, whereas associations do not have any sovereign power. Associations are within the state. They do not challenge, associations cannot challenge the authority of the state. They work under the state, okay? And states are permanent. This is another point of difference, that states are permanent, whereas associations, they may dissolve after fulfillment of their objectives, or in case there are disagreements between the members of an association, it can stop to be present. However, states are more permanent. Associations are temporary. And from the point of view of membership, we as individuals, we do not have a choice to become the member of a state or not. We are already a member of a state when we are born. However, for membership of associations, it's by choice. It's voluntarily that we become a member of any particular association. And another point is that individuals cannot become the member of more than one state at a point of time. You cannot be a member, or you cannot be a citizen of India, China, England, Pakistan at the same time. Whereas for associations, we can be member of several associations at the same time. So these are the differences between state and associations. Now, we are still discussing topics from chapter 2. In my first lecture, I discussed about state and its objectives, and in this video, I have discussed about the difference between state and government and state and associations. Now, the third part of the chapter will comprise of different theories discussing the origin of the state. So in my next video, I'm going to take up those theories discussing the origin of the state. Thank you.